Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Bommer number 5010-405-651. This is a plain bearing, 5-knuckle, full mortise, wide throw, steel-based, 4-inch by 5-inch, removable pin, polished chrome, wide throw hinge. That's what this is. So let's start by dissecting the part number. First of all, 5010 means a number of things. First of all, it means that this is a full mortise hinge. You can see from the swag on the hinge leafs there that the leafs are meant to be flush to the edge of the door and frame when brought parallel. Okay. It also means that this is a plain bearing hinge. There are no ball bearings on this. If you needed ball bearing, it would be a BB50 than the rest of the part number. We'll get to that more in a moment. It means that it is considered a standard weight hinge. The hinge leaf thickness on this is 130 thousandths thick. That's considered standard weight for a commercial hinge. Some people will say that it's heavy duty for a residential hinge, but on a 4-inch wide throw, it'll be 130 thousandths thick, so it's basically 1/8 of an inch. It also means the 5010 inherently means that this is a wide throw hinge. The 1 in the part number tells us that. The 0, the last 0, means two things. It means that it's a steel-based hinge and that it is in the polished chrome finish. The 405, that means that this is a 4-inch tall, and the height is important to know is the first dimension, by 5-inch wide, 4 by 5. It's crucial that it's understood that the height is the first dimension. It's opposite of how doors are done in terms of the sizing. Doesn't matter if you so much had a 4x4 hinge, but if you had a 4x5 or a 5x4.5 or some other rectangular shaped hinge, crucial to know the height is first. That's how that goes. And then the 651 means polished chrome plated over steel based material. Now, going through the rest of the part number further, there is a link below this video called Cut Sheet. It not only shows everything important dimensionally about the hinge, locations of the screw holes, and speaking of screw holes, screws are included in the complementary finish. It will also give you a table on the bottom third of the page. So looking at that table, you can see that you've got 3 different columns. You've got a steel-based hinge, you've got a brass or a bronze-based hinge, and a stainless steel base hinge. That's the material the hinge is made out of. You can see that that last digit in the part number, 0 changes to a 1 if it's brass or bronze, changes to 2 if it's a stainless steel base, so you get the idea of how that works. If you have a non-wide throw hinge, it would just be a 5000 series rather than a 5010. If you wanted a hinge that was ball bearing, you would add BB to the front of that, then this hinge would give you 2 bearing packets. If you wanted the hinge to be a 3-knuckle hinge, you would change that all to a 8000 series part number. And if you needed it to be ball bearing in an 8000 series, it would be LB, which stands for lube bearing, which is a concealed maintenance-free bearing construction specific to Bommer. So that's how you can look at a lot of different hinge types based on knowing how the structure of the part number is put together from Bommer. Okay. Now, why would you use a wide throw hinge? Well, you would use a wide throw hinge, and 4x5 is very, very common. You would use a hinge like this if you had an unusually thick trim, casing, or brick mold condition on the pull side of the door that you needed to move the vertical axis of pivoting out an additional 1/2 inch in this example, versus a 4x4 hinge, it would move it out a 1/2 of an inch. Very common. Or you might have a door that's set in a little bit deeper into the frame than standard, which is not uncommon either. When you're standing on the pull side of the door, that door, when you inspect it, is inset ever so slightly into the frame a little bit, about 3/32 of an inch. Well, imagine if that was a 1/2 of an inch, or 1 inch, or whatever the case might be. It could be, I've seen them inset 12 inches. So you need wide throw hinges. Those are uses for that. Also, if you had windows installed in exterior application, and you needed that window to wrap back around the face of the wall so that your shuttered hardware can keep it open, that'd be a wide throw hinge. You might have custom cabinetry in a kitchen where you've got paneling, woodwork that matches your cabinets, the face of the refrigerator, maybe a pantry. Usually construction of a pantry door to look like the rest of the cabinet calls out for a wide throw hinge, etc. If you're thinking of wide throw hinges, you might need an extended lip strike plate. Those items generally go hand in hand as well, and we can help you with that. Okay, those are all very typical applications why you might need that. And a 5-inch wide versus a 4-inch wide is again very common, because all you're really doing is you need to pick up about an additional ½ inch of clearance, you know, when your door is closed. Okay, this hinge of course will throw you out, you know, wider. Some people will have a 5-foot wide opening, and into that opening they're going to have 4 15-inch doors. Well, they want the inner doors to fold back out around the outer doors, but then the outer doors to fold completely back out against the wall. That'd be that would be a less common application, but a good one for wide throw hinges. Okay, available in all of the common finishes: brass finishes, bronze, chrome finishes, polished in satin. Prime coat is common. Black Japan, zinc plated, would be typical as well, and Bommer encourages and appreciates doing custom finishes as well. Last thing I'd like to point out to you is the Bommer logo. Right above it, it says Made in USA, a fact that Bommer is quite proud of, as am I, to represent them. If you have any questions on the Bommer, number 5010-405-651 wide throw hinge, or any other Bommer product, please feel free to reach out to us.